Yeah, sure. So the first thing we're going to do is put a call into the adjuster. We're going to, confirm the scope. What is it exactly that you're looking for? Typically, that scope is going to be determine the origin and cause of the fire. We're also going to briefly touch on anything that the adjust. And this, listen, this is the possibilities are endless, right? So whatever information the adjuster would like to convey to the investigator, we typically try to steer away from any sort of preconceived notion or any idea about what might have caused the fire before we get to the scene. Again, that's part of. You're going to hear me say scientific method over and over again. That's because there's a set way that we need to proceed with our investigations. There's a very it's very structured, and it's important for that structure to make to be solid, to have a good fire investigation that can hold up in court, right? So typically, we're going to avoid any talk or claims about what may have caused the fire, but any sort of supporting information, witness statements, anything pertinent that's going on with the house. If there were allegations of maybe a storm in the area, we're going to be looking into researching the weather history. We're going to do lots of background information on the property before we ever go to the scene, just so we know what we're looking at, to understand what tools or resources we might need at that particular loss. And then the next step is to call the insured or any other contact to get us onto the property, right? So the investigation really starts during that initial phone call. As soon as that person that you're calling picks up the phone, when you start asking questions, how do they react? Do they seem surprised that you're calling? Do they not seem surprised that you're calling? Do they try to avoid taking your phone call? None of those things necessarily mean that anything is that there's an issue necessarily, or that's not necessarily a red flag. But again, we're in the data collection phase. If you look at the scene and there's something strange that you find, maybe there's a correlation to the things that were happening during that phone call. So we're just collecting all the information we can, and then determining how that works into the origin and cause investigation. Is it important?